Psalm 102 is a prayer of lament and supplication, expressing the psalmist's anguish and distress in the face of adversity. The psalmist begins by crying out to the Lord in his distress, pouring out his heart and pleading for God's mercy and intervention. He describes his suffering and affliction, feeling overwhelmed and distressed by his circumstances. The psalmist's lamentation sets the tone for the rest of the psalm as he pours out his heartache before the Lord. In the midst of his distress, the psalmist reflects on the fleeting nature of human life. He compares his life to a fading shadow and withered grass, acknowledging the brevity and fragility of human existence. The psalmist laments that his days are passing swiftly and his strength is failing, feeling abandoned and forsaken by God. This reflection underscores the psalmist's sense of desperation and longing for God's intervention. The psalmist then recalls God's steadfast love and faithfulness throughout history. He affirms his belief in God's eternal nature and his sovereignty over all creation, declaring that God will arise and have mercy on Zion. The psalmist recalls God's promises to rebuild Jerusalem and restore his people, expressing hope and confidence in God's faithfulness to fulfill his covenant. The psalm concludes with a declaration of praise and thanksgiving. The psalmist affirms his belief in God's enduring faithfulness and his ability to hear and answer the prayers of his people. He resolves to praise the Lord and to declare his righteousness to future generations, acknowledging God's sovereignty and his power to bring about salvation and restoration. Psalm 102 serves as a poignant expression of lament and hope, affirming the psalmist's trust in God's faithfulness and his ability to bring comfort and deliverance in times of distress. Let's now read Psalms chapter 102. A prayer of the afflicted, when he is overwhelmed, and poureth out his complaint before the Lord. Hear my prayer, O Lord, and let my cry come unto thee. Hide not thy face from me in the day when I am in trouble, incline thine ear unto me, in the day when I call answer me speedily. For my days are consumed like smoke, and my bones are burned as an hearth. My heart is smitten, and withered like grass, so that I forget to eat my bread. By reason of the voice of my groaning my bones cleave to my skin. I am like a pelican of the wilderness, I am like an owl of the desert. I watch, and am as a sparrow alone upon the housetop. Mine enemies reproach me all the day, and they that are mad against me are sworn against me. For I have eaten ashes like bread, and mingled my drink with weeping. Because of thine indignation and thy wrath, for thou hast lifted me up, and cast me down. My days are like a shadow that declineth, and I am withered like grass. But thou, O Lord, shalt endure forever, and thy remembrance unto all generations. Thou shalt arise, and have mercy upon Zion, for the time to favor her, yea, the set time, is come. For thy servants take pleasure in her stones, and favor the dust thereof. So the heathen shall fear the name of the Lord, and all the kings of the earth thy glory. When the Lord shall build up Zion, he shall appear in his glory. He will regard the prayer of the destitute, and not despise their prayer. This shall be written for the generation to come, and the people which shall be created shall praise the Lord. For he hath looked down from the height of his sanctuary, from heaven did the Lord behold the earth. To hear the groaning of the prisoner, to loose those that are appointed to death. To declare the name of the Lord in Zion, and his praise in Jerusalem. When the people are gathered together, and the kingdoms, to serve the Lord. He weakened my strength in the way, he shortened my days. I said, O my God, take me not away in the midst of my days, thy years are throughout all generations. Of old hast thou laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the work of thy hands. They shall perish, but thou shalt endure, yea, all of them shall wax old like a garment, as a vesture shalt thou change them, and they shall be changed. But thou art the same, and thy years shall have no end. The children of thy servants shall continue, and their seed shall be established before thee. This ends our reading of Psalms chapter 102.